Good morning, my darlings, and blessed Sunday, right? Oh, I love Sundays. End of a week, beginning of a week. It's just a nice, peaceful day, or can be. And I really appreciate the vibe of a Sunday. Anyway, welcome. I hope wherever you are in the world today that you are feeling loved and blessed and safe and seen. I hope that you stayed safe in that ice storm. Let me know in the comments if that has affected you. I would love to know how you all are doing. Today is conversation 25 of 100. 25. This is our quarter milestone. And this conversation won't be very much though because it's Sunday and I try to keep it light and short on the weekends. So all that being said, I want to thank you for being here the last 25 conversations. I want to thank you for subscribing and commenting and liking and doing all the YouTube-y things. I truly appreciate you guys. I'm very grateful. This has been a very interesting journey for me. It's just a personal commitment I made to myself. The conversations range from everywhere from spiritual to carnivore to Disney to just me rambling or having a therapy session. And they could be anything. Church bells. Perfect. The church bells started. Anyway, I'm actually going to take a break. I'm not going to put up another video until probably Friday. On Friday, I start my 30 days that I've been talking about a little bit, and I really want to make sure that's short up and that's proper, which means I really need to spend a couple of days in meditation, really focus, and figuring that out. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up on that. There won't be any conversations for the next few days. It's not because I've quit or I've gone anywhere. I'm just taking a little bit of a break here at the quarter milestone marker, and but we'll be back with you probably on Friday to get started for the next at least 25. And that might be a good rhythm to follow, is 25 and then take a few days break, and then 25 and take a few days break. That's actually probably sustainable for me long term. So anyway, we're gonna give that a try. We have some good news though. Tomorrow, Neptune is going to leave Pisces for the rest of our lives. For the rest of our lives, Neptune will not be back in Pisces. And we all, over the last 11-ish years, have really lived through something extraordinary that very few people historically have ever had to live through. You know, Neptune travels around, I think it's 130 years. So it doesn't go through its home sign all that often. And when it does, it is known to bring a nation to its knees, bring its people to its knees. Peaks of insanity and crime and mental health and prisons but dreams, but delusions, but it's been a trip, right? Of course, Aries is the complete opposite, and the 0 point of Aries, if you're unaware, is the beginning of the whole zodiac, and it's going to move there tomorrow. So it's going to be an entirely new trip for this planet, taking everything that it learned in the last circle and elevating to the next, right? That's theoretically, that's how it works. Everything, it's like a spiral staircase. Everything's going up and up and up. It will be really interesting to see what we've learned as a society coming out of the last 11 years. The problem is it's going into Aries, the sign of everything that's almost exactly opposite of Pisces. So I think it'll cause a bit of a whiplash effect, quite frankly. And then on Valentine's Day, we have Saturn joining it there. And they will be exactly conjunct on February 20th. And that should signal the very end of this shift, finally. I'm not going to get too deep into all of that. I made a whole video on it the other day. So if you want to look at that, I think it's conversation, I don't know, 23 maybe? Oh no, that was yesterday, maybe 22. It's the one that on the thumbnail it says the light is coming. Anyway, I can link it at the end of this video. Anyway, I'm not going too deep down the rabbit hole on that one. It is Sunday. I'm going to keep it light. We're going to keep this short. It's very windy today. We have the cold front coming in for next week. Not too cold though for us. It's going to be in the 50s and 60s. It'll be nice. I hope that you're looking forward to the week ahead. I have a lot on my mind personally. I'm working through a lot of things right now. I'm going back to astrology again, actually, here. I just went through a doozy of a Saturn return. Like, I don't even know. I was preparing for it for 2 years, and it was a beautiful season, but wow. I don't know how people who weren't planning for it, people who have the same Saturn as me or thereabouts, how they made it. I would love to know. I mean, like, I would really love to know. I wish there was a study group done on people who just went through that Saturn transit and how they did and how it changed their lives. But I noticed for myself, the last few weeks, I've had a lot of things going over my moon. So there's been a lot of emotional current going on in my life. And I'm noticing myself coming out of the Saturn return wanting to contract. Saturn is the planet of contraction, and, be responsible, grow up, get things done that you need to get done. Tick, 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 time is running out. That's what Saturn represents. And I am feeling that a lot. And I know a lot of it is the fact that I just had this long interaction with Saturn. And that's all well and good. I mean, that teaches us something, it teaches us, and you can grow from that. But I am finding myself a little fearful to grow right now, and that is not good. I find myself standing at this precipice of be responsible, be the grown-up, and continue to follow your heart and your dreams and have your adventures. And I don't think that it has to be a choice, either or, but I just don't think that I've ever learned that lesson, how to do both at the same time. And the fears that are being triggered also tells me that there's healing that still needs to be done from my past, because a lot of the fears are like, if I follow my adventures, I'll lose my apartment. It's those kind of fears, which I don't see that even being remotely possible. But the fears are definitely real, and they are engaged, and that is signaling to me that there's healing, because I have done really nothing but lose things most of my life. I mean, those are the cards I've been dealt this lifetime. Those are the mistakes that I've made this lifetime. Those are the experiences I've had so far this lifetime. But I feel like I've hit this precipice where I can now go in different directions than I've ever been able to go before. And I think part of it's the shift too. It's opening up doors that have never been opened before. So, I'm standing here at this precipice of, put your money where your mouth is. Like, literally. And I am fearful to do it. And I don't know that I've ever experienced this before. So, fun stuff, right? I think that it's just that when I think back to younger me, like, 15, 16, 17-year-old me, aside from the happy marriage and the lots of children, which it's a little late for the children, I wanted to have a really big family. It's too late for that. But I still hold a door open for possibly finding that great love someday. But that is not today. And everything else, though, that I wanted, I now have. Everything else I wanted, I have now. Except for Disney has been excluded, which is foreign to me. People think that I didn't want to go back to Disney because I'd been too much. It's not that. I've been to Disney, with the exception of the 10 years that I lived in Virginia. I've been to Disney, or a Disney theme park, pretty much every day of my life since I was 17 years old. It is the air that I breathe. It is what I know. It is what I love. What has happened over the last 5 years or so has just been the company has been destroying the parks and the guest experience, and it became too painful to watch was the problem. I think the time away from the parks has given me the chance to reframe some stuff in my head that hopefully I can go back and see things with different eyes and still embrace and love the things that I loved. I hope that made sense. Because that is the only thing. Oh my God, I just totally saw it. No. 16-year-old me wanted the apartment. Would have wanted a Disney vlog if there was such a thing when she was 16. Wanted the dog, wanted the man. And I think I've said this before too. It has come to me more than once. It's like, get the vlog. Well, I gotta get the body first, because the body's gonna maintain me through the rest of my life, because I'm gonna be 60. And, you know, I realize that our bodies will deteriorate, and I need to get in extraordinary shape, because I want to continue to have my adventures into my 60s, into my 70s, dare I say 80s, 90s. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I could be one of those people. I could be one. But I got to get that together, and that's why this year is about that. But I've also kept saying that this year could be about YouTube. So I could put the Disney vlog piece that 16-year-old me wanted into place. I think in meditation tonight, I think I will do a connection thing back to 16-year-old me and really see what that looked like. And I need to work on my healing with, you know, losing things and my fears about losing things. So, yeah, there's work to be done. I do thank you all for being here and subscribing and commenting and doing all the things. It's been a very interesting time watching the videos and watching people respond to them and watching the algorithm respond to them. I am learning things that I can take with me if I do a Disney Channel or something like that. So it's been an interesting season so far, and we're only a quarter of the way through, right? So anyway, my moment of gratitude today is honestly just how resilient we can be, how resilient I can be. There's always stuff to learn. There's always places to grow into. And I'm grateful for my willingness to go there and to do the hard work and to wrestle with my fears and to know that my priority has to be to follow my heart. When it's hard, when it's scary, it doesn't matter, because that's the only way my life works. And I am grateful for that understanding. I am standing fearful at the moment, but I know that I won't be for long. And we shall move into this next week. This next week is going to be a shift point, and I'm trying to be ready for it. So anyway, all of that being said, it is a Sunday, and I wanted to keep it light. I don't think that was all that light, but anyway. I hope that the week ahead for you is just wonderful, peaceful, beautiful. Get all those obstacles out of our way. Be careful, tomorrow, and stay safe. Neptune, anytime a big planet like that changes signs, especially when it doesn't do it often, there's usually some kind of shakeup. So be mindful tomorrow, all right? Be well, be blessed, and I will see you all this time on Friday.